Hello guys, today we'll be study Sonnet 116 by William Shakespeare, which is usually titled The Marriage of True Minds. Before we begin to study and explain the sonnet, let us together read the poem. Guys, let me note the marriage of true minds, admit impediments, love is not love. Which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remote remove. Oh no, it's an ever fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never shaken. It is a start to every wandering bug whose words unknown, although his height be taken. Love's not times full, though rosy lips and cheeks, within his binding sickles compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of the doom. If this be error and upon me proved, I never writ nor no man ever loved. Guys, let's take up the first two lines. Let me note the marriage of true minds, admit impediments, love is not love. Sure, it sounds nice, but what does it has to mean for that? Is he talking about real marriage? Or if so, who's getting married? Or what impediments are there? Actually here the poet begins the sonnet by stating that one should not stand in the way of marriage of true minds. Love cannot be true if it changes for any reasons. Whatever the obstacles or whatever the problems may be, love must be constant. Love must be permanent, love must be stable, and love must be frequent here. While the poet says that, true love must never fade with time. It's a kind of existence, it's a kind of integral, and it's a kind of reality which never changes. Guys, at the same time, the poet reveals that love does not change or transform under any situations or any circumstances. Guys, nextly we have to take up the next two lines, which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remote remove. Okay, fine. Here the poet state that distance is not going to hamper their bond. Impediments like physical presence do not matter in case of true love. And, they are going to have the bond of love with their heart, and as a consequence, they can keep their relationship supreme. They can keep their relationship tremendous, and they can keep their relationship powerful, even during their physical non-existence. Okay. Guys, nextly we have to take up next two lines. Oh no, it's an ever fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never shaken. Actually here the poet talks about comparison. Actually, the bond of love is compared with an ever fixed mark. For instance, the lighthouse in a sea gives light to the ships at the night. It's not going to change or get away from its position due to the tempest. Because of the sea waves or other factors, the lighthouse will not be moving from its distant position. Guys, just like the lighthouse, the beautiful bond of love is never shaken by any sort of interferences. Okay. Guys, nextly we have to take up the next two lines. It is a start to every wandering bug whose words unknown, although his height be taken. Yeah, of course, Once again, the poet talks about comparison here. The poet compares love to a star. The bugs which are wandering here and they are given direction by the star. The worth of the North Star is not being realized. Its importance is much more as it provides direction to the one who passed from one place to another. They have actually made the star a reference point, and here the star is symbolizing the beautiful bond of love which is giving direction to the one who are wandering here and there. Although the star does not have a materialistic worth, and it possesses a lot of spiritual and it possesses a lot of moralistic worth. Okay, guys, let's take up the next two lines. Love's not times full, though rosy lips and cheeks, within his bending sickles compass come. Here the poet talks about sense of time. Guys, love is not bounded and restricted by time. Just like a compass with two legs keeps moving in opposite path, a participant of the bond of love must have to be stable. so that the other can slightly bend and move ahead and do something beneficial for their life. You know, this shows the mode of understanding towards each other. And nextly, guys, love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of the doom. You know, guys, these lines gives us a beautiful message that love is also about support. You know, love never binds us to anything. You know, one has to grow and one has to prosper on their own. You know, love is such a bond that it will stay until the end of their doom or until the end of their life. And lastly, we have to take up the last two lines. If this be error and upon me proved, I never writ nor no man ever loved. You know, in this couplet, the poet actually challenges everyone out there to prove the quatrain wrong. He says that if his bond of love is proven wrong, then he will not going to write and he will not going to compose such sonnets ever again. Guys, I hope you understand. Thank you. Bye.